Chain wallet? Why not? Spike jacket? Sure. Brass knuckles? Whatever.
What's going on, metalheads? Thank you all for tuning into this week's episode of the Metal Forge. My name is Mark Jackson, and I am your host. Jason here again on another episode of the Metal Forge. This is the fourth episode he's been on all year. So much for Mr. Co-host. Mr. Mom, as I was telling Jarvis about, that it was probably due to having the baby down there and everything. And
no, she's taking this one off.
Oh,
yeah, just me.
Well, and of all people you could introduce her to, you can't introduce her to Jarvis.
Well, one day I can show her all my Night Demon memorabilia, handed down.
Right. So, as we've already mentioned, ladies and gentlemen, from the band Night Demon, Iron Grip Management, Sirathungal, yeah, you got me on that one. I was stuttering because I often do that. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, Mr. Jarvis Leatherby of all of those. Dude, I like the outdoorsy there. I like you standing out in front of the church. I dig that.
It's an old cathedral from the 1850s right outside my house. So
that's nice. I dig that. It kind of makes me think of that Diamond Head going back a ways. You can behold the beginning, or Lightning to the Nations. Where it's got that.
I think it was Borrowed Time, right? That had that one. Yeah, right,
that one's on. Right. It's on there. I've seen so many bootleg copies of bands, especially like bands like Diamond Head, bands like Black Sabbath were notorious for having so many bootlegs back in the day.
There's a good if you're into Diamond Head, to Lightning to the Nations, the first release.
Mm-hmm.
There's a really good blog out there. There's 2 parts, and it talks about how many different versions of that there are. It's the same recording, just different mixes, different masters, different covers.
Yeah,
it's pretty amazing. There's I think there's about 13 or 14.
Dude, so that's insane.
But it's it's very in depth, and it's kind of interesting if you're a fan of that record.
Well, that's what I like about anytime when these bands put out the big box sets. Jason's got a couple from bands. You've released a couple of these big ass box sets too.
Mm-hmm.
And I just love that idea of being, speak of the devil. There it is. The Curse of the Damned box. That having enough foresight to document and, take pictures, take video, demo versions of songs, that you can 10 years later put in and put out and share with people.
Absolutely. Yeah. A lot of that stuff that gets left on the cutting room floor, people get so into albums and they want to know more about it, or they want to hear the evolution of it, or even the continuation of it with the touring cycle and stuff like that. So, yeah, it's always good that stuff's out there now. And obviously in the digital realm, anybody can put anything out, but to have physical versions of it is I'm still a fan of that.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. We're all collectors to a degree, and it really doesn't matter what it is. I think it's just a human thing. We all collect something, billionaires collect dollar bills,
Yeah. Musicians collect pain and
toys and other albums, and we collect the memories and stuff of where I always appreciate High Fidelity, and where he is going to arrange his albums autobiographically.
Yeah, I know people that do that, and I do know record store owners that still to this day act exactly like that. It's kind of crazy.
Definitely. So it's been a minute since you've been here. It's been about 2 years since you've been on the Metal Forge. So this year is the 15th year of Night Demon, correct? I believe
Oh my
y'all are
God.
from
Yeah, I
May of
guess so.
2011.
I guess so. That was the first. That was the year we recorded our EP very quickly, and essentially it's a demo, and played our first show. We played one show that year, but we weren't really a band until like the end of 2012 and beginning of 2013. But yeah, that is crazy. Yeah, 15 years ago we started the band. Actually, God, what is it? So I think in May of 2011 we played our first show. So we're coming up on 15 years of that first show. That's interesting.
That's
I do
wild.
have I do have a pro shot recording of that show that's never been seen by anyone. That will come out on a later box set. I'm actually working on a box set of the EP, which is kind of funny.
Oh,
Like
fuck yeah,
what
man.
how would an EP have a box set? But believe it or not, there's enough there to do something based off 4 songs.
Hey, but no, that's what's cool about it, because those 4 songs, have left a mark, you know, eh, on like the genre at that point. It's almost like it kind of restarted, a genre at a degree. And, to have a box set of like even the document of like, okay, well, the very first demo recordings of certain riffs, is
Oh,
great.
absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
I
Yeah.
mean, transferring it from the flip phone or the Sony tape deck, the
Yeah, I mean, yeah, we didn't have iPhones in 2011. I don't think any of us did. Um,
no,
I
I
mean,
know
the
I did.
iPhone was obviously out, but I don't think we recorded anything on the phones then. We had
Yeah,
Jambox tapes and wow, like small digital recorders.
for
So
sure.
yeah,
So that has to be a trip to be able to go back through all of that today, because I know what it's like for me, and I'm sure Jason, what it's like going back to like the 2006 and 2007 Temptations Wings catalog.
Yeah, we still have our Micah had a digital recorder and still has all
Mhm.
our stuff on it from like first practice.
I mean that could come out like 20 years from now. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
When we're long gone and full of arthritis and old age, we can still
Man,
relive
I'm
old
already dealing
stuff.
with the arthritis, man.
Oh,
Trust
it's no
me.
joke.
No, it's not.
My pregame ritual now is pretty much some like extra strength Tylenol. Before
Oh man. Okay.
like my cocktails, extra strength Tylenol, and some Gatorade. 46.
you know he double doses. He takes the Tylenol and he takes it with alcohol. So
Love it.
Oh no, I don't do alcohol anymore either. But I'm basically what they call it uh what's the when you're like drop everything bad for you? What's the term?
Teetotaler?
you're a
No,
teetotaler.
straight edge.
Okay,
Oh,
Yeah,
good.
just
oh
about. Yeah.
Good for you,
that
man.
that's funny.
I might use my drink tickets for like my PBR. That's about it. So
Well, that still counts.
yeah, I
That's
mean
a
it's like drinking
beer.
PBR is like water. So I mean,
Actually, hang on, if you've ever seen Landman, fucking he's drinking Mick Ultras and he's like, this is practically drinking fucking water. He's
yeah,
like, I'll drink 6 of these and I'll
yeah,
drink 6 shots of bourbon and you tell me who's fucking drunk.
yeah,
So yeah, PBR, as much as we all love them, I mean, it pretty much is like drinking water.
sure.
uh so I have no idea where I was going with that. I completely like spaced the fuck
Arthritis?
out. Yeah, but yeah, that's no fucking joke, because I've been feeling it here lately as well, and just especially like being a little bit more physically active. I've dropped some weight over the last year, but I'm just feeling that like oh damn man, I don't remember this. What the fuck? It's like
It's just old.
when
It's
Absolutely.
like it's
when
old
did
age,
this
man.
happen?
Just your body just unlocks stuff that you don't even know is there, and it's like
Yeah.
I wake up and your shoulder hurts for no reason for 9 months, and then one day it just goes away. That literally happened to me. Like my shoulder, I was like agonizing pain every morning. Like I had to like sit there and stretch for like a couple minutes before I got going, And then one morning I woke up and it was fine. I didn't do anything. It's been fine ever since. Like no rhyme or reason, So yeah, it's fun stuff.
You got lucky there, man.
Yeah,
No
I don't.
shit.
Yeah, I don't know what it was, but been
Uh,
getting
so so since we're in the 15th year, it's been a couple of years since Outsider came out.
Mm-hmm.
What do we have? I mean, obviously, with last year, we did some box sets and such like
Uh-huh.
that. You've kind of said, working on a box set for the EP. So what do we have else? What do we have new that's coming up?
Nothing.
Nothing. I mean, I've seen some.
This is
I've
going to
been
be the
seeing
worst
the social
interview you've ever
medias.
done.
No, absolutely not.
Well,
Because
look. All right. Speaking of arthritis, I have a condition, what's called spinal stenosis in my cervical vertebrae.
Mhm.
It's no joke, man. Banging my head as hard as I have for that long. The band's done over 900 shows. That's not counting the travel and all the weird floors you have to sleep on and, different hotel beds, whatever, and just wear and tear on the body.
Mhm.
So, yeah, once we finished up the Curse of the Damned anniversary touring cycle, I just needed some time. I mean, the band hasn't taken any time off since we started. So,
Sure.
since we started touring in 2013. So, it's been relentless, you know. Look, we have our podcast that goes every week. We just hit episode 300 this week. We've consistently put out an episode every Friday. We plan to continue that for the fans so they can, kind of hear us talking every week, which is great. Other than that, though, there is no deadline currently for us to release anything, which is like the first time in my life that that's happened. And we we're currently unsigned. We left Century Media. I thank them for letting us go. Because we still had an album. This whatever album comes next, we were still under contract with them, but it just I don't know. Things have been shifting over there for quite some time, and I politely asked if we could kind of go in another direction, and they after some talks they relented and everything's good between us, which is great. They help us, with the reissue stuff. They promote it and allow us to do a lot with that. So I'm grateful for that. We still have a lot of good friends over there, but right now we're a free agent, and I like it. There's some offers out there, but we haven't decided on anything. I don't know. We may just release the album ourselves, to be honest, at this point, just like we did with the box set.
Sure.
Um, but yeah, it's great. I mean, I've got some time now to heal and recuperate. If you ever want to, you guys say you have some physical problems. I highly recommend fasting if you can pull it off.
Mhm.
It's crazy what it does. I'm right now 4 days into a fast. I haven't eaten in 4 days. It can be a little bit brutal. I've done it many times before though, so I've kind of worked up to this. But it gives you a lot of mental clarity, and things in your body actually start to heal a little bit when you're not having to digest any food. So things like this. I'm in a deep rehab mode right now. Like I need to be able to go out and do this again. It's going to look a lot different. I still want to have a lot of energy, but the headbanging for me at 45 years old, I think is done. Like for the most part, as much, at least in the way that I was going with it, it's pretty crazy. Like I've been to a ton of doctors, and I've got this whole routine of ice baths and saunas every other day. I go to acupuncture once a week, deep tissue massage once a week, Pilates, private classes, everything I can do to kind of sustain my body, because it's like it kind of just happened overnight. It was just like right when the tour was done. I'm kind of glad. It's really a miracle that it happened when it did. That things just started to lock up on me, and extreme pain and neuropathy. Like numbness in my hands. It's pretty
Oh
crazy,
yeah,
man.
that
But
shit sucks.
yeah, I mean, like big time numbness. And like losing strength in my hands. You know, there's some surgical options out there that I don't want to do. So I'm doing my best to avoid that unless it's like absolutely necessary. So, you know, it's good to have this time. I'm working on music all the time, every day. So,
Sure.
and the next thing that we do is going to be another step forward. It's going to be different. Like, you know, we've been evolving as a band, and it's going to be a big project. I can't really say what it is, but that's like, it's a huge undertaking, and it's taken up a lot of my mental energy right now. So it will happen. I don't know when. I don't even know next year. I think more like 2028, to be honest with you. Which
And you
sounds
know,
crazy, you know, but you know.
well, and that's the thing that's interesting, and a lot to kind of talk about in there was, but with putting out albums and such, and thinking of bands, that take a long time between album cycles, and I'm saying like a long time meaning 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 years between album cycles, and it's just like,
Mhm.
and when being younger, and you could go and have, say, an album a year or an album every 18 months or
Right.
whatever. And then the slowdown really does happen. Here it is, I take what I've done, and it's just like, you know, just releasing an album with one band, but the other band has put out a single in 4 years, but
Yeah, well,
because the
like
slowdown happens.
I have my theories on why that is. Um, Especially these days. It's funny. I think, you know, we're living in the age of technology, and I
Mm-hmm.
feel like these tools have made everything easier for us to do these things. However, the fact that it is that easy, I don't think we do it as much. Or there are so many other digital distractions. You know,
The motivation.
back in the day we didn't have any of that. So it's kind of like, you know, it was expensive to book a studio. You had to book it. You had to find the time to do it. You had to make sure that the studio was available, and usually wasn't for a long period of time because you couldn't afford it or they were booked up, right? So,
Mm-hmm.
you know, you had deadlines. You toured, and then you had to come out and do another album. Plus the industry has shifted a lot, you know, really like the touring back in the day was the promotion for the albums.
Sure.
And now
Now it's on your
I'm
screen.
sorry. The other way
The
around, you know,
album
like
was the promotion for the
right,
tour. Yeah.
right. Now the tour
And
is the
now
promotion for the album. Right.
it's all social media based. Now everything's a reel on your phone or whatever. And it, it's interesting to me seeing the people who, it's like, knowing there's people out there who don't get on any kind of social media at all, and or completely
I know
limit.
people like that. I know people like that, and like they
Oh
have a
yeah.
pretty good life, you know. I know guys that have just a flip phone. I
Yeah.
know a guy that has no phone at all.
I know a guy
And
who
like,
has a flip phone because if he has a smartphone, he drunk texts you.
oh wow, okay, that's smart then. That's smart.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Huh?
I was just saying, you know, and Jason can attest to this too. Like we've never been, since the start of the band. We were never a band. I mean, we didn't even want to make anything past that EP, you know. But we were never a band that wanted to put out an album a year at all. I mean, we were
Sure.
way more of a band that was more quality over quantity for us, at least. And we just put a lot of work into these records, and just the writing and the arranging of it. And there's no improvisation, you know. I mean, that happens in jam sessions and stuff, but really, um, you know, there's a song I'm working on right now that I have it literally like 16 different ways, and I have to decide one, you know. And it's just like this big puzzle piece, and I just work on it until, you know, I'm not saying we're perfectionists by any means, but It's just
but
got to
it
be
has
right.
to hit the right mood.
It does. It's got to be right.
Well,
And like I look at some people like Harper Lee, who wrote To Kill a Mockingbird, like it's her only fucking book ever. You know what I mean?
right.
Or the Sex Pistols, they have one record. You know what I mean? Like, we're way past that, but our next thing will be our fourth full length, and it'll come out, you know, 17 years since after the band started. Like, and it's not like there's not a lot of activity in between then, you know what I mean? But that's just kind of how I prefer it, to
Yeah.
each his own. But also these days too, it's like when a band's putting out so much material so often every year or every 18 months, like you said, it's really hard for the fans to keep up with that, especially when the bands aren't doing a world tour and playing in their town. We'll play the same town 3 times on an album cycle, to make sure like, hey, everybody got to see that show.
Sure. No, absolutely. You said, you have a song 16 different ways or whatever. And then it brings me back to where we were talking about Diamond Head, the different 14 different versions of that album.
Well, they're
14
different
different,
mixes and masters. The recording's the same for them, but
yeah, but
but
the
but
arrangement.
yeah, yeah,
But well, I mean, but even still, take like a song like Let It Be that has 4 different solos over different versions. The mono version is different than the stereo version, and
sure.
and then you had a quad mix version that you don't get everything in stereo. It's just like I love that stuff. That's what.
I'm not a Beatles fan, but I will say the way to listen to that band is in mono for sure.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Oh, absolutely. Yep. That is the preferred
yeah. The
way.
drums on one side is weird in the
Yeah.
stereo versions. No.
Or you get because you get fake stereo is what you get with
Right,
it. It's
right,
where you get like left and right channels and like hard pans and shit. It's fucking
right.
crazy. Like you completely miss, like, on duetted vocals, you completely miss one singer in the
Yeah,
in the stereo
totally,
versions.
totally.
Jason, how you
I'm having a
feel?
good time, man. I'm just listening. But I was gonna
Another
say
another spoiler here. Jason had a tooth pulled the other day.
it wasn't pulled; it was fucking chiseled out. It still fucking hurts. But
Oh.
yeah, it's rough. I was gonna ask you, do you think this is your sellout album coming out? Is your Black album the fourth
Yeah,
massive
probably.
project?
No, no, no.
I'm looking forward to hating on you guys. I knew them
Yeah,
before they were big. You know.
no, what's even big these days? Like, I don't get it. Like, I
Yeah.
don't know what is in rock really.
I mean,
But
I think it's consistency.
yeah, but you know what I'm saying though. Commercial, like, I don't know if
Yeah,
anything's ever going to be commercial again. You know what I mean? That's not just some.
right.
I think the commercialism is found in 15-second clips on your phone. We're still a full album type band, and it's definitely going to be a lot more experimental. I don't. It's not going to be a bunch of commercial sounding hits, if you will. But obviously, we always like to put good hooks in our songs and make them
Oh
very
yeah.
melodic and. But I think it's just going to be more kind of out there a little bit, a
Oh,
little bit of expanding on the musicianship while still keeping it 3 guys, which I'm really excited about. That some of the shit that I've been working on, like really expanding the sound with just the 3 guys. So we've kind of
abs-
had an evolution doing that anyway, but now a lot of new innovative ideas have come up.
well, too, and this is a new album with a new member as well.
Yeah.
I mean,
We haven't recorded it yet, so
yeah, but I
but
mean, but it's still in but that's what I'm saying. It's in the writing process. So, it's like getting together and playing with somebody that's you're not entirely, that you
Yeah,
don't
we did.
necessarily have the gig, but then you have something new to come back to.
We did go into the studio with Brian and do. Okay, so we did three songs
Mm-hmm.
last year in the studio with Kurt Ballou, and I don't really think they're there. I I don't think they're going to make the record, to be honest. We also did a Neil Young cover. We're going to be on a Neil Young tribute compilation coming up that actually Neil's putting out. So
Wow.
yeah, we're close to that camp. So he's actually, his studio's right next door to where I'm sitting right now. Uh, so that's gonna be cool. We did an Iron
Dude,
Maiden cover of Killers that I think
go
someday
go
will
pull
come
him in the
out.
room, man.
He's not here today. He's not here today, actually. Um, Saturday, But
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
but he
Nobody
works
works
hard,
on
man.
Saturday.
He works hard, man. He's always working on shit. So but yeah, like we've been in the studio with Brian, but like this album is so far away from being recorded, I don't know. It won't happen this year,
Yeah,
um, but there's just a lot of thought going into it right now. And I liked it. It's just like I said, I like to have the time. I know it sucks for the fans, but man, we gave the fans a lot of years and like we were always there for the fans when they wanted to see us play. Like we did everything. We did every show that we were asked to do. And now I'm turning down tours all the time. And like if there's something that feels good and being able to say no, not right now, at least,
sure.
and of course there's that fear that like, people forget about you and you left your record contract, it's like on the table. Um, but I just got to have confidence that we're going to do the right thing and it's going to be what we want to do. And for everybody out there that likes it, um, we're going to put a lot of effort into it. So it's not going to be some cheap commodity.
And of course, and and as you said, that's such a great way to be able to look at it and approach it. Is as you said, you know, d- being able to turn down tours and to be able to feel good in saying that, hey, not right now, and walk away from the record contract on your terms. Because there's people out there that have never had that ability to be able to do that. That it's that, think of the people that have paid and paid and paid for their albums for the last 40 years, that signed deals with like major label people and stuff, that it's got to be relieving, and kind of has to make you feel good to a degree, to sit there and to be able to do it on your terms.
Yeah, I mean, it's always a bit scary, the unknown.
Mm-hmm.
But on the other side of that fear, I think is something worthwhile. And I mean, I don't know. I've been in the business so long that I kind of know, I know how to trust my instincts, at least for what feels right. When something feels wrong, it's because it is. And no matter how enticing that is, because of money or because of it's an easier path, when something feels wrong like that, you just kind of got to go, all right, well, I got to have faith that if I do it the way that I want to do it, I'll be happy in the end. And plus, I mean, like, we were talking about, we're all getting older and stuff, and you kind of start to think about things in a way different light,
Mm-hmm.
and just thinking about your legacy and thinking about, you know, the money and tours, certain opportunities. Like you just gotta kind of know that if it's, you gotta hope that it's gonna be there later too, if it's
Sure.
there now. Um, like I said, there is kind of some power to saying no to things, right? But also it's like you can't take any of that with you when you go, right? So when your body's breaking down physically, you just start to think of things like that. And you're like, man, I just want to live peacefully and healthy and like kind of reverse some of the damage that I've done. Right. And so
Mhm.
if that's my main focus, and making the best record we can, and at that point, I don't care because like we're not going to be around forever, none of us. And all the materialism in the world, it's cool, but like nobody remembers you for that, so they don't
No.
remember you for what label you were on or what bands you toured with. They kind of just remember you for you.
Yeah.
And like you want that to be, whether they love it or hate it, you want that to be a proper representation of who you are.
Oh yeah. Jason, what you got?
Oh, I don't know. I was just like I said, still listening. I think you get into like age and like touring choices and stuff. Do you think that's why like a lot of these legacy bands are like always playing these US festivals is because like they're just getting the big payday without the wear and tear?
Absolutely. And
Yeah.
like that's a life I would love. I mean, we had a 7-year plan on paper when we decided to really go for it with the band. And like some of that was on there. That was like our goal at the end of 7 years, that we would just the simple things of like, we want somebody to fly us out for a one-off. I mean, you fucking did that. You know what I mean? This stuff was happening. You flew us out to North Carolina,
Yep.
like this stuff was happening for us way earlier than we had hoped for. And I think that's just such a great thing. But like there's something to be said about exclusivity. And like, we do a lot of this stuff, and our fans, they travel, they come to the shows. We make them big events. We don't it's not just some, throwaway thing that we do when we do this. So it works. I mean, look at what Metallica is doing now. They play 30 shows a year. They play when they do play, they play 2 nights on a Friday and a Sunday. They take a day off,
Mm-hmm.
and I mean, it seems to work for them. Their tours last 4 or 5 years, and they seem to go to all the spots that they need to go to within that time. Um, so it can be done.
And
Um,
that's something else. There was somebody that we were talking with recently about that as well. And that was I think it might have actually been it was Duel. It was
right.
it was
The Dutch band.
no from
Okay.
Texas. The
Okay.
Yeah, Duel from Austin. And he was talking about, sometimes, coming out and getting flown out to do like a one-off thing, and, going to Japan, and they're staying in the same apartment for the last 4 days, but they're taking bullet trains to the show.
Sure. Sure.
And it's super fucking interesting to even see bands, and they've got a 20-year history as well doing that same thing. That's
Well,
not a
yeah.
Metallica. That's not a Metallica.
I think the difference for us is like we're more of a full-time band. So like if you, and even a lot of like what Jason asked about, like a lot of these older bands that even have hits or a name, a lot of those guys don't even do it full-time anymore. They have a side business, they own a construction business, or they make candles or whatever, you know what I mean? Like they do it for fun, and they do it for income for sure, but they're kind of weekend warriors about it, and it works for them. I can say right now, without saying too much, that for certain, when this next record comes out, we are going to be doing that kind of thing. But there's a lot more that's going to be involved with it, and it's going to require us to kind of do weekends. But
Sure.
it's going to be major. It's going to be something that no band has ever done. I'll just say that. So, and it's
I'm
going to be
excited
awesome.
already.
Yeah, it's going to
I'm
be
mad that it's going to be at least 2 years, but I'm
well,
excited.
it's going to
But
be
it's going to
worth the
go so
wait, man.
fast.
Yeah, it's gonna. That's the thing. it always goes so fast. I mean, the thing is, like, everybody wants a new record, and but they wanted it like in within 6 months after the last one came out. So
Sure.
and with that one, everybody wanted that one for years. So the time will come, it will happen. And again, I just want to keep the quality as high as I can. But I think well, if we did a traditional tour, we'd probably be supporting a bigger band. I mean, that's the kind of thing that we would do. There's a list of 10 bands that I have that I would get off the couch for between now and then if they asked us to go tour, like this very moment. So, but those are some.
Who are
I'm not gonna name them.
you gonna wish it into existence? Is that?
Well, no. I mean, it's just you can probably guess who they are.
I could speculate about probably 4 of them right now. But
yeah, like it's everybody knows who they are. So but a lot of those bands have plans already and tours routed, and like they take out much bigger bands than us. So, I'm not holding my breath. I'm not holding my breath, but I did write a list. I wrote a list.
It does seem to be that is a big trend in metal now, where 20, 25 years ago, without the ridiculous explosion of the internet and all of that you did get a chance to see more up and coming bands on tours like Ozfests and with bands like Exodus and bands like that back in the day. And today it feels like it's more just there seems like there almost sometimes feels like there's a division line.
Well, there's 2 reasons for that. One is back 25 years ago, the labels had tour support for the bands. And so a lot of those Ozfest bands on the second stage, the labels paid to have them on it. I saw opening bands that are now popular 25 years ago that were on bigger tours that I had booked myself, and they were getting $100 a show, and they were in a tour bus. And I was like, how does that happen? The label, they offer tour support. That's gone. And then these days, with Live Nation being so big and having a bottomless pit of money, they can put bigger bands in stadiums, not even arenas, in fucking stadiums. And so the support acts are going to be arena bands. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, I mean, there's levels, there's tiers of how this goes. But that's all just business. But I think the most powerful bands in the world have the decision. If they want to do it and bring a band like us, they can certainly do that, and it's not like we're a new band, right? You just said 15 years. So, and I'm 45 years old. So, I mean, it's not, it's an interesting time, man. It's an interesting time. Our career, I mean, I don't know if we were born too late. There's so many things though that I think like happened at the right time. And the way we've been able to inspire other bands to go out and do it has been worth it for me. Like our influence on our scene matters to me. I really feel strongly about that. We've always tried to champion other bands and just show people that it can be done, that you can go out and do it, and that's what I'm most proud of. That's more important than, being involved in the corporate side of things and being, on the radio and going on tour with big bands just because your managers have a relationship together. You know what I mean? I want to tour with a big band when they see us and know what we've done and say, fuck, we want those guys here because they're going to give our fans the best performance, and they're going to make our concert something that people talk about all around. With we want to add to that. So we're not looking for a handout or exposure.
And I think that right there is the ultimate like idea when I go into booking a show, like as promoter Mark, when I want to book just the Mag Bar Saturday night show or whatever, I keep that same idea in mind where it's like what is going to be the best quality for the people that want to attend, or that are, what's going to bring the best thing out, for everybody.
Right.
And I wish there were more of that. And the fact that you recognize that, and that even when I think you apply that to Night Demon in general, because as you said, you've championed other bands and so on and so forth. And that's, I think that is what a lot of, I think in the scene there is a lot of talk of that, but there is not a lot of action of that. If that kind of,
Yeah, sure. But I mean, you got to take action, I
yeah,
mean, just like, or else I don't usually talk about anything until it's actually happening. So, um, well, with great detail, at least I don't.
sure.
But
And I get that too, because that just sucks when you talk about it and it doesn't happen, and then you're just like, ah, fuck.
I mean, there's so many things. I mean, we've done so many weird things with this band, and like some work, some don't. But like, there's so many things that we've never talked about that we've thought about or tried to cook up or spent a lot of time working on. Some pretty far out things. But what we've been able to execute has been
What's the
amazing. Like
weirdest?
I,
What's the
you know,
weirdest merch item you all came up with that you never produced?
um, well, we had a neck brace, which I could use now. There's another one.
Like the Saul Goodman, like the big foam ones, or
Yeah, yeah, with the logo on it. Yeah,
that's amazing.
I might have to get one now. But and there's another one that we never did that I really want to do. I hope nobody steals it from me by listening to this, but well, if they do,
We'll beep
fine.
it
But
out. I'll beep it out
no,
if
it's
it's really
no,
good,
don't do that.
and
Don't do
I'll
that.
steal it.
Don't do that. We don't fear competition. We're here to inspire, not to compete, So
Sure.
um so we're a band that plays flying V's,
Yeah.
right? So I designed a t-shirt that had, here, I'll just stand up for a minute. So it had a flying V like to scale, right? On a t-shirt it was printed, but it cut off the neck and the fins of it, right? So you could tell it was a flying V, and it has a strap that goes up the side and it says Night Demon on the strap. And so basically it's to scale, and it's right, kind of over your
Yeah.
waist,
Air
over your gut.
guitar.
Yeah, so you can rock at any time, like you have the guitar
Oh,
there,
yeah,
So
That's a great idea.
yeah. So and
That's great.
there's a ton of other things. Those are just a couple examples.
That's awesome.
We did
Jason.
we did have Coke mirrors for the last record.
Yeah, I think I know somebody who might have one. Oh,
Oh
look,
my
there it
God,
is.
there
still
it
not
is.
used. Still not used.
There. Okay, good man, because you're
But
a
yeah.
straight edge. Because
Well,
you're
no, the
straight
thing
edge.
is, my idea of partying is a little different than y'all's was. This would be like crackers and cheese on my
Oh,
Yeah,
board here. Yeah,
his
yeah.
is a
that's
charcuterie board.
oh man, that actually sounds really good right now after not eating for almost 5 days.
Well, and
Oh.
I'm sorry, but the patch hasn't fallen off of the CD shelf yet
Still hanging
either.
in there tonight. Yeah, yeah.
Because there's the outsider patch on the CD shelf.
There
It falls. There it is,
it is.
right above Ron Swanson.
Yeah, I don't want to put any holes in it, so I just use double-sided tape, but the tape is dry.
Love it. Love it.
Dude, those are some great merch ideas. Like, because you see so much repeat merch out there, whether it be dugouts, everybody has patches of some type. It seems
Sure.
like, let's just, so like, have you guys having like the tour programs?
Oh yeah.
Dude,
That's a big thing for us.
Yeah, and I love that because it's got, you know, the pictures, the like the story thus far type stuff. You know, that was one of the cool things about going to shows, and not even just shows, but like wrestling and shit in the 90s.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and they had, you know, like the big like 11 by 17 booklet, or, you know, 8 by 14 gloss heavy carded book. And when seeing you all with Overkill and King Diamond, that was just amazing. You know, I was like, yeah, I totally need one of these because I've got kind of a little bit of a collection. You know, I've got a South by Southwest one, I've got an Ozfest one, I've got a Night Demon one, and, you know, it's just, again, it reminds me of like going to see, like, you know, getting a program at an event back in the day. It just seems like it's more special.
Yeah, we had to put a lot more thought into them in recent years, and, you know, have like 40, 50 pages in there, and like just kind of make it like a magazine almost, because it's like, you know, the old tour programs are maybe 12 to 16 pages. It's mainly photos. There's not a lot of information. And these days, you know, on the internet, you can find photos all you want. But before the internet existed, you had that tour program, you would just keep looking at it all the time to re-see these photos of this band, you know. And now it's like, we just got to give the fans a little bit more, you know. We got to give them something. So, but it's cool. I mean, I love the process of it, and especially for, like, you know, it's great for the diehards, but it's pretty crazy how like new fans will pick one up, and that makes me really happy because they can go home, and I know that's like, wow, they're gonna find out a lot more, how much more depth this band has than just a band that they like, that they saw open for another band for 30 minutes, you know. So
has it ever okay, with having those, did it ever cross your mind, like back when you were a kid, Jason, when you were a kid, when I was a kid, we used to cut out magazine pages and shit
all the time
Yeah,
on
man.
the wall.
I used to cut out newspaper articles, you know, and I would reread them. I had them in a binder. I would reread them all the time just so I remembered this information, you know.
Yeah, or you taped it to the wall or whatever, or you made your collages with it, or
totally,
whatever.
yeah. My whole bedroom looks like a record store growing up. Like, even the whole ceiling was covered with shit out of Metal Edge and whatever, you know.
Yeah,
Kerrang!
I still got shit that I tore out a long time ago in our band practice room. Just like, if there was a spot needed to be filled, I just grab a whatever poster of James Hetfield with a pet and an elephant or something just put it on the wall because it fit the square, you know.
Sure.
Right.
Yeah, that was out of a Metal Edge magazine also, by the way.
By the way, is this a video podcast?
It is.
Okay, I'll take off my fake background. That's just a photo.
Oh shit.
So yeah, I'm here in my office here. So as you can see.
Yeah, we've seen this background.
There's a bunch of shit, you know. So there it is. That's this room here. But
and I love how you have it all framed.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's an office. I guess I kind of want to feel dignified, you know.
No, because
plus a lot of these are like original prints from other countries, and I just want to protect them, I suppose.
Exactly.
You know?
To me, framing like a poster, framing, you know, or whatever like that, you know, it's a protection thing. There's a little bit of more care taken that, you know, you could totally have like the $10 poster of Screaming for Vengeance that you just tack up on the wall.
Yeah, but like in 40 years, that $10 poster framed in mint condition is like a $400 poster. You know what I mean? And you can't get it anymore.
That is very true.
Yeah.
So how does it make you feel that that you are probably one of those cutout posters or somebody's taped onto the wall somewhere, or taped onto their ceiling, maybe? Like,
strange, you know.
That's what
I feel good.
I'm gonna get the life-size cutout poster of Jarvis for the ceiling.
Do it, man. Do it.
I'm gonna get the
No,
life
it's
size cardboard Rocky for the next
no.
album record store.
Actually, somebody made a bobblehead of me.
Oh, dude, that's amazing.
Right. Back before when I had short hair and no
Yeah, that's like Prince of
stash
the Band
there.
right there.
Right.
That's almost yeah, that's wow.
Oh, I got.
That's almost
I have a
that's way
sculpture of me
early.
too. Hold on.
He had
Oh.
to hit the video. I know why. It's because he's in his underwear.
Yeah, I'm in my pine box. Hold on.
Dude, like I know somebody who
So I got this one from my stepson.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, made out of foam, still intact.
Wow, that's amazing.
It even says Temptations Wings on the kick kick.
Wow, that's amazing. See, the handmade shit's cool, man.
Yeah,
the one-off stuff, you know. By the way, I love your hat, your Grand Magus hat. I just saw them. Those guys are one of my favorites. I just saw them in Houston last month and hung out with them, and we've been talking for a long time about doing some touring together. So hopefully that happens.
If you do, I'm gonna have to hold you at gunpoint to come to town and let us open that show.
Yeah, of course.
There's a lot bigger venues down here than there was last time you played. Like at least 3, like 250 plus. Venues.
How did you guys survive that? So everything's intact after that huge natural disaster, that flood?
Yeah. I mean, for the most part, we made we did a EP themed around the storm. We actually did a Grand Megas cover. We did a Brother of the Storm.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and everything's pretty good.
Is the auditorium still there?
Yeah, it's still there. Yeah,
and Orange Peel.
Orange Peel's still there.
Cool.
Funny you ask. A lot of the venues died off during COVID, but
sure, the whole world, man.
Yeah, but a lot of new ones opened back up. But actually, one that closed down actually burnt down last night when they were
night.
Yeah, they were trying to rebuild. Basically, they lost their lease on their spot because they're building a new highway connector.
So they burned it down.
And somehow the new building that they just bought and it was like just about to start renovating burned down.
Wow.
So I don't know if they're gonna open back up or not, but
it's wild.
They'd have to rebuild it, right?
Well, it was part of the flood damage.
Got it.
So like everything was like pretty cheap. It was an old recycled paper plant, which actually was pretty cool because I went there one time. I took like 500 pounds of paper there to like shred, and it was it's a big wheel, and the paper goes in and just gets shredded. It just turns into like a big pile of dust. It was quite amazing.
I'd love to see that.
It was like 500 pounds of paper into like nothing, and like in like a split second. I was like, dude, you could get rid of some bodies in this thing, no fucking problem. Never had to, but yeah, it's gone now. So yeah, but yeah, man, there's all kinds of new bigger venues open back up and stuff. So yeah, it's really happening around here, man, with venues. So
cool.
Yeah, it's got to the point where people are like picking teams. You know, it's like team like this promoter versus that promoter.
That's just that's how local scenes go.
Yeah, man, like dude, it's like so are we supposed to hate Willie Nelson because he played the Enemy venue tonight, or like
it's weird how that happens. It's weird how that happens. You know what I mean? It's weird how that happens.
I can hate Willie Nelson though.
Well, the thing is, like, the Orange Peel used to be in cahoots with one called Asheville Brewing. Orange Peel did the booking, Asheville Brewing had the venue. Orange Peel and them had a falling out, so everyone picked sides who was at fault. So the Asheville Yards venue is now the Enemy venue, the corporate venue that nobody likes. But Willie Nelson played there tonight, so I don't know how everyone's feeling about that. If we have to boycott Willie now, because everyone just follows what's said.
I hate human beings sometimes.
Dude, it's quite something. Yeah, it's quite something.
we are like, if AI wipes us out, like we deserve it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it will.
It's just the human condition is so fragile these days, and it's like I don't get anything that's going on without getting too political. But you know what I mean? It's just like,
we hit that one last week's episode.
Yeah, I mean, it's like when you're arguing with a computer about shit, and it's just like, what the fuck are you doing? It's like,
yeah, or you're we're on the brink of World War III. Everybody's getting canceled. People talk to each other in such a fucking vulgar manner, and that's just okay. I don't know, man. I'm happy to have some time off and to work on some art. That's it,
Yeah.
The weirdest thing is it's from the top down, man. It's like it never used to be that way. It was always like there was a decorum, but now it's just like, dude, it's like we're Jerry Springer show like every fucking day.
It's exactly what that is.
It's like it's wild, man. It's very dystopian.
That's the best way to. That's the best analogy. Yeah.
Yeah. It's all about getting fucking clicks.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It's interesting.
And that's what, you said something a second ago, and I think you're not the only person who has said this. And you said you were glad that you were able to take some time off to make some art. And a lot of people, it is not art anymore. It is content. And
yeah, I hate that word.
Yeah,
that's like content is like what's in my backpack. you know, it's like, that's not no.
It's not an interchangeable word. It's not a synonym. It's like ballpark, not even the same fucking sport,
Yeah.
And that is where I think there's a major disconnect with, like how we were talking earlier about bands' album cycles before, where they would take, 4 and 5 and 6 years between albums, or, constantly pushing something new all the time. Same deal.
Right.
It's viewed as content and not art. And, it should always be serving the story, I think, the piece.
Yeah, it's tough these days, people have to survive and like the public wants a constant feed. They want constant new stuff, you know what I mean? And like it's tough, man. I can understand it, but it's just not for me. That's all, like
Totally.
It's just not for me.
I totally dig that. I always, we always do the derailed shit, but this interview episode's always just kind of, this is more of like a catch up and say, hey, dude, how you been kind of stuff. What's on the docket kind of thing. What do we got going on? But, it's kind of always been derailed as we've had, every episode with you, because it's so much fun just to be able to talk and converse and just ask, just silly fucking questions. Like what is something in music that is considered impossible? And what is it that you would do to make it possible? So your impossible scenario, how do you make it possible?
Wow. I don't think anything's impossible at all.
It's all about the money.
No. No. I would like to see the government, the US government, start putting money into the arts. And I would like to see them. With that said, hang on one sec. Sorry.
Sure.
Okay. With that said, I would like to see them allow more foreign artists to come into the country more easily and not have to pay. I think they should have the same rules that we have going everywhere else. I think that's just going to enhance the culture. It's going to help the economy a lot.
Sure.
And I feel that that the U.S. government specifically needs to crack down on the big corporations, all these big mergers, and start breaking up these monopolies. Keep corporations out of art. And they should fund independent artists based on a criteria that the public decides, not criteria that the government decides, that one person in office who knows nothing about art says these are the ways to go, or we're only going to put money into things that have these core values, or traditional values. I don't feel that that moves the culture forward at all. Um, the one thing with AI is, there's a theory that within the next decade that nobody's going to have to work, which is another existential crisis because as human beings, we have to kind of figure out what our purpose is here.
Mhm.
But there's the theory is that we won't be broke, that we're going to have money because the government's just going to have a shitload of money and they're going to have to give it to the people. But again, like it might be nice for some people for a while, but after a while we need some purpose. But when that does happen, I think that the money should go into people investing into people that want to do something for themselves, whether it's start their own business, whether it's be an artist, things like that. I think that should be a motivating factor for people to do stuff. So I'd like to see that happen. That's again, I don't think it's impossible, but I think we got a long way to go. But that's if there's one thing that I would like to see happen, it's those things along those lines.
I agree with that a lot. And one of the things too that I would like the other part of that I would like to add too, because it's just as important, is you said about mergers and acquisitions and stuff of these major corporations and stuff. And when you look at, say, these like Wimmer Festival shows that
Mhm.
and you get like the pie breakdown of like X agency is
Sure.
like 62% of the bookings. And it's like
I know
these,
a lot of those agents personally,
yeah, exactly what
you
I'm saying.
know,
Yeah,
and
no,
they tell me, and they're proud of it, and
exactly.
they should be. But yeah, I mean, look, 30 years ago, there were 88 major labels. Now there's three.
Mm-hmm.
So it's happening in film too, and television, with
Sure.
this big Paramount Warner
Warner
Brothers
Brothers.
merger,
Yeah.
there's other mergers that are not so much on the surface, but there's a lot of other things that are happening right now with cable television too. I mean, where they're going to control 60% of the media, which is technically illegal. So I think 30% is the max on that. There was the Communications Act that Bill Clinton put in the 90s, which um, sucks because you used to not be able to own more than three major market radio stations as a company. Now that changed. Now there's like two companies that own every radio station. So
Yep.
that's
And
why you
that's
don't hear new music on the radio. It used to be like a local bands would break in local areas because a local DJ would play them, and then things would happen for
all
them.
recorded. Yeah.
Absolutely. So
Like I,
now they want to sell advertising dollars. So advertisers don't know shit about music. They want to go, oh yeah, play Journey and Nirvana because that's what we know that those are hits and that's what people listen to.
Mhm.
But it's anytime this happens, the art just die on the vine, and like these people think they know what they're doing. They have no clue, and their businesses are also become prehistoric, and they just tank the whole thing.
Sure. And well, what I was going to say to add to the funding in the arts is, going back into like Copyright Act and stuff,
Uh-huh.
and allowing for digital media to be, you know, it's essentially almost because unless you're getting tons and tons of streams, that the average Joe band isn't doing well off of their streaming revenue, and it's partially because terrestrial radio still has that chunk of market that streaming doesn't have, that legislation for it.
But they're not playing anything new, so whatever. You know what I mean? They're
Exactly.
playing.
Yeah, they
They're
don't. It's a
the
nil
money. The bands that they play get money that go to another corporation that owns the masters and the publishing of those bands. The band members don't even own it anymore, or they're fucking dead. They've
Yep.
sold it, or they're dead. So you know what I mean? Their family doesn't even get it in most cases, right?
Sure.
So yeah, hey, I hate to be negative and complain. I'm not trying to do that. I'm just trying to shed some light on the reality of it all. And this, the streaming services too. I mean, there's no legal mandate on that because the major labels own the biggest shares in the streaming services and in the tech companies. That's what it is. The tech industry, tech companies are running the arts. They're not artists. They have no business there, and
Yeah, it's they've found the way to exploit it for fractions of cents for microtransactions. Just
right.
It's like the microtransaction that you get for your Spotify play was Bitcoin 20 years ago.
Right. Yeah, I mean, it's funny, but again, like I'm still gonna keep doing my stuff in an analog way, just because that's what I like to do. I'm still gonna make physical copies of our records. I'm still gonna actually play the stuff. I don't play to even a click track. I mean, even when we record, So I don't know. Call me old or whatever, but I'm glad that I lived half my life in an era without this stuff. And there are advantages to having it around for sure. But honestly, there was nothing wrong with the way that it was. And I think I see it with a lot of Gen Z kids now. They hate AI. They're getting into vinyl. They're getting into cassettes. They like cool stuff, and it gives me hope. Like the human race, we have something in our DNA that we need connection and interaction, and I like that. So I've got some hope.
Dude, absolutely. And that I remember, you were saying like Gen Z kids like turning on AI and getting into vinyl and cassettes. I remember about 15 or so years ago seeing somebody in a hardcore band putting out a cassette at a show. And I was just like, dude, a fucking cassette? What the fuck? Like, this is back.
I
And
love
mind you,
cassettes.
this is like 2011. So
Yeah.
it was not a major thing at that point.
Right.
People were still putting out CDs regularly at that point.
Yeah.
Even CDs were like, or I don't know, people are really just kind of listening to MP3s now.
I love cassettes though. They're amazing. It's a mechanical device.
Yeah.
That parts actually have to move within it for it to work.
Mm-hmm.
And every tape is different. You have to physically dub a tape from a master. And everybody's got their favorite tape, and you remember that one spot where the tape warbles, or you accidentally recorded over a second of it or something. It's like, I love that. And I think it's very personal to each individual that owns it. I really do like that about it.
Oh, sure. I always remember where rewinding and listening to a song in like 3 or 4 times, and then like the clarity would dip.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because where you've listened to it and rewound it, and it has that little bit of stretch, and you hear the.
After this is over, I'm gonna go listen to like a mixtape I made in the '90s. I'm just gonna, because I have all that shit still. I'm gonna do that tonight.
Dude, that's amazing.
Dude, I used to be good at splicing tapes. Like I cut it and tape it back, and it would almost be like you knew where the hiccup was, but I could do it.
Yeah, I was never good at that.
Really?
I tried it a few times.
Yeah. My Use Your Illusion 1 and 2 tapes were like fucking. My favorite songs usually had a spot in it where it was like it stretched. I had to like fix it back.
Quick question: your opinion on that? Do you think that that they could have made one amazing album with if they would have cut that in half and just?
Yes, absolutely.
I think in my personal preference, like more than half of both of the albums are pretty good. I mean, there's some filler in both, so I don't think they could have done in one album, but they're pretty bloated. Like both of them are really bloated. Like it could have been a double album, but like cut about like 8 or 9 songs out. I think it would have been pretty good.
Yeah. So because we've been talking about this for 4 fucking years, Jason, I'm gonna ask Jarvis the question.
Yeah.
Load and reload.
Oh, one album.
Same thing.
One album, and like
Could have been one thing.
Yeah,
Could have
dude,
been one album called
if that was one album from one era, and then they moved on and did whatever they did after, like I feel like that era would be looked on very fondly right now, and like there would be cries for like a tour of that record. You know what I mean? I really do. I really do. Because I could, and I would pick, I already know what songs I would pick, you know, but like I think there's some really good shit in there. And I think there's a lot that just didn't connect with the audience. One thing I will say about the Use Your Illusions, I liked every single. I thought all the singles were fucking great, you know? Like I thought they were fucking great. And with the Metallica thing, you know, I feel bad for those guys because I mean, people want to hear songs that they wrote when they were fucking 20 years old. Like who wants to do that? You know what I mean? Like those guys never had an opportunity to play with other musicians really ever. And they're growing up and they're like, man, I want to play something different. Can we write something together? And when you look at those songs off those two records, they're not they're not shitty songs, man. Like they're not like that. Maybe some of them are not great Metallica songs, but whatever. Like they never had that outlet. They couldn't. They didn't have a side project to do that. They didn't go and say, hey, James didn't go like, hey, I really want to play with this other drummer, and went and played with him and this other bass player, right? So it is what it is, you know. Like I don't fault them for any of that stuff.
Absolutely. And you know what's funny about that too is, as you said, there were no other outlets, there were no other side projects. But when there were side projects,
you got booted out of the band.
huh?
So when there was other side projects, you get booted out of the band, like Jason Newsted.
No. There were other side projects though. Before that, there were Spastic Children.
No, that's not. That's different.
That's like that's like
there's no recordings of that though. There's no record. You know,
no,
it's more of that's more of a fun thing to do. You know,
yeah,
I've had a ton of those kind of bands,
but they've played shows. So
yeah, not many. They didn't tour. You know,
that is true. They did not tour, but no official like it's not James playing. I think the only thing that James did outside of the band at that point in time was that Waylon Jennings tribute thing. And
I don't know if I heard that.
Yeah. And but
it was like a live TV appearance.
Oh, okay. Yeah. All right.
Bob Rock played bass on it.
Cool.
Yeah. And you know, and you're right. I think if they would have, you know, done one album at that time frame, and instead of doing that, it would have been a different thing because
combine some of those songs on there. You know what I mean? Like, put some of those songs. I feel like the last track on each of those records is so good. Like imagine both of those on one to start the album and one to end it. You know what I mean? That would have been that to bookend an album like with those load and reload songs in the middle somewhere, right? With those two songs, like that could have been an epic masterpiece, you know. But hey, look, when you think about it, the songs are still there, so why don't we just make the album? We could make a playlist. I mean, you know what I mean? Like, there you go. It's not like they didn't do it, you know.
I've had this idea for a long time, like taking like track 1 versus track 1 on Load and Reload, and just taking like a vote of like 5 people and just like eliminating like track like it's Ain't My Bitch versus Fuel.
The thing is though,
whoever gets like 3 votes gets like the other one leaves. Like
you might come into a thing though, but you might come into a thing where like the head-to-head tracks are both really good, you know. So
that's true.
But that's the fun part, you know.
Yeah.
The only problem is Reload is 1 song shorter than Load, so we'd have to throw in like a 90.
Right.
Yeah, but you got the 2 tracks, but you do have the 2 tracks from that era that only make live appearances.
The Mission Impossible song and what's the other one?
I was gonna say No Leaf Clover and Minus Human.
Oh, from the symphony gig. Yeah.
Yeah, and
No Leaf
then
Clover is fantastic. I absolutely love that song, and
and
I
there is
yeah.
a studio version. I think it came out in a fan can of
Right,
Minus Human,
right.
which is, dude, and I love both of those tracks. I mean, I really do. And see, I am that guy who I love the entire career. So like there's something on every album that I appreciate.
Mhm.
And head to head tracks, just for the record here, if memory serves correct, and the memory remains, by the way,
Right.
is track 4 on both of those albums is Until It Sleeps
Yeah.
and
Mhm.
Uneven 2.
Yeah, yeah,
I mean, I would take Until It Sleeps myself. So it would just go from Unforgiven to Unforgiven 3 on Death Magnetic.
yeah. I like Unforgiven 3. Yeah,
I do
Yeah, dude,
too.
I think the intro of that song is amazing.
Oh, with
yeah.
the
Well,
piano.
Unforgiven 4 will probably be on the next one.
You
So
should do that. That demon should do it.
you know
I
what? Probably
forget.
could actually.
I mean,
You know, that's
the
not a bad idea.
the word Unforgiven and the number 4 isn't trademarked.
That's not a bad
Yeah,
idea,
yeah.
actually.
Hey,
You know
real quick.
what? I'm gonna write that down. Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead, man.
Yeah.
Just give me credit on it so I can get a little
Oh,
bit
I
of
will. Oh, I will.
Spotify
This
play.
hey,
Uh,
no, he wants to. No, that's his trade. That's his trade for the fucking guitar strap idea earlier
oh yeah, yeah,
Okay. Okay.
on the t-shirt. He's gonna get a Micah,
yeah.
Micah and Ryan.
Brian, I'm gonna take this one over a little bit, Mark. So just hold tight.
I got
Sure.
about another 15 minutes.
Okay, perfect. So getting back to what you were saying about the foreign bands playing here, making it easier and stuff. I've always thought like setting up trade systems with like other countries, like you can have artists play here and you pay taxes on your way out versus they can have our artists play over there with the same deal. Like whatever your merch and like door money, you just pay a tax on the way out. No visas and no shit like that. Just to make it a little easier.
That would be good. I mean, there already is a tax here for foreign bands. They have to pay 30, they get 30% less of the guarantee on the spot from our
Really
government.
interesting.
Yep. After paying you know, $2,000 to $3,000 a person, a member to get in the country.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, get rid of the visas, but in turn, get rid of visas for U.S. bands.
So you're talking about tariffs, huh?
I guess
I'm joking. I'm joking.
No,
I'm
no, no.
joking.
Well, I mean,
No,
I'm not buying a Japanese car. Or
no,
anything.
no, no. I'm joking. I'm just talking about, yes, trade between countries. Yes.
Yeah.
Before I die, I hope that we have a world flag. I hope that this disclosure thing happens and the aliens are really here to attack us because like there's like nothing else seems like is going to join us together. But I'll tell you, as a guy who travels all over the world, people are fucking awesome everywhere. I've been to fucking China, like the best people I've ever met. You know what I mean? Like it's stupid, man. Like we live in a country where nobody fucking knows anything about anywhere else, and they assume that everybody else is just a fucking mongoloid, like living in the third world and hates everything and is evil, and it's completely fucking wrong. And I hope that happens one day because your idea there is really good and it's practical and it's totally worth a shot. You know?
Did you get your lyrics and stuff looked at by the Chinese government before you could play there?
Yeah.
Was any denied?
No,
Cool.
no.
Have you
They're cool.
dealt with any bands that have played there that they changed stuff on or told them that they
Yeah,
couldn't?
sure. Yeah, sure. Change some lyrics, but
That's
whatever.
cool.
You know
That's
what I mean?
wild.
Hey, whatever. Whatever.
Yeah, I know.
Like
I know.
you go into somebody else's house and they ask you to remove your shoes at the door, you do that. You know what I mean? Like it's fine. I'm not here to try and change someone's culture. That's up to the people if they want to do that. You know what I mean? But like I said, people seem really fucking happy there. It's the cleanest place I've ever been in my life. The cars are amazing. The technology is amazing. The hospitality is amazing. It's incredible. So that's fine.
dude, going to China, living abroad, being from the States, touring as much as you've done over the last, you know, life. I guess you could say you've been doing
Sure.
this a long time.
Mhm.
Where's a place that you haven't been that you wish
Well,
that you're just like, I really need to go here?
we were scheduled for 4 shows in Russia in the summer of 2020. Pandemic happened, then the war broke out,
Yeah.
and it's still going on. So that's really just breaks my heart, and we really want to be there, So there's a lot of great people there too. You know what I mean? It's just like us, Like we're not the people that represent us. They're misrepresenting us.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, very much. And
Mhm.
I think that's the biggest problem. And as you said, playing shows in China and being and going to China and it being the cleanest place that you've ever been. And that's where I said it's like, it's not its people, it's their government that, you
But
know,
even with their government, I mean,
that
you
like
know,
just as much as it is ours, it's not most of our people, it's our government
right? Sure,
that
sure.
that everybody hyper fixates on and because they're the real mongoloids, is the governing bodies for the most part.
Yeah, but we elect them,
That's
so
true.
we've got to kind of look inward there a little bit too.
I got another question too.
Yep.
This from our last conversation, we got cut off and didn't get to finish.
Yeah.
Um, what's your opinion on what's your real opinion on Gene Simmons?
Who cares what my opinion is? Does it
Oh, I
matter?
do. Yeah, I care.
Okay.
'Cause, like, we were gonna get into it and we had to go. I was just curious.
I don't know. He's a hero of mine, and
Hold that thought.
he's he's honest, about who he is, and I respect that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I really appreciate what he's done in his career, musically, and there's a lot of reasons that he's given me to do what I do, and financial gain is not one of them. But you got to understand where he comes from. You know what I mean? That guy had zero chance of making it, just based on where he was born, who he was, and how the conditions he was raised in. I mean, like he just he defied the odds, and he's earned it. So whatever. I don't know him personally, so but it's just like one of those things. I'm sure behind closed doors, he's a super cool dude, and there's a lot of people that do like him. But artistically, I owe him a great deal.
Yeah, I've always on his something that's ever really like talked about is like his knowledge of like modern bands. Like he'll talk about
Yeah.
modern bands and like where like his songs and albums and stuff he's like appreciated and like I mean it's just like bands that you wouldn't think he would listen to, like Mastodon and stuff like that.
Yeah. I
Like man,
mean,
like you're really like actually a music fan instead of just like a businessman.
I think
Dude,
that's what keeps
Ozzy was
guys.
that way.
Yeah, I think that's what keeps guys in their older age going. Like they pay attention to things and they stay involved in things.
Mhm.
Uh, you know.
So, Jarvis, I do need to introduce you to Domino.
Oh, nice. Nice.
Since Jason brought
Beautiful.
up Gene, I do have this nice court copy here.
That's what you
That
named it, Domino?
that's
Cool.
what Jason named it, was
Oh,
Domino.
okay. Okay, nice.
And
Revenge
it
is
is
my favorite non-makeup Kiss album.
Have you seen the full version of Unplugged with the
oh
deleted
yeah,
scenes
where
where they have to
yeah,
start that song over again
Yeah.
like three
yes,
times? Yeah.
yes, it's great.
I love
And
it. I absolutely love it. Tonight we're gonna let the music do the talking. I'm gonna
dude,
watch that tonight too. Fuck, man. Okay.
dude, like the whole like the 3 volumes of the Kissology stuff from the early 2000s, and it was so wild because like the Revenge show, I cannot for the life of me stand Paul Stanley in that show because he vamps in between every fucking song. And they're in Detroit, and he's like, Detroit.
That's great, man. No, I
It's
love
like,
it.
oh, come on,
Hey,
Paul.
I've got 5 minutes. Sorry.
Dude, no, totally. Dude, on our way out today, what are the parting words for Jarvis that wants to sit there and say, hey, give somebody a nice blast of hope?
Yeah. Well, I just, everything's going to be okay. Everything's going to be okay. I think a lot of people need to pay attention to more what's going around them specifically, not these big world issues. I do think they're important, but you got to start at a local level. You got to start with your elected officials. You got to start with your friends and family. Surround yourself around good people. Do not be afraid to walk away from somebody who's not a good person to you. I mean, that's tough, whether it's family or whatever, somebody you've known for years. If that person is no longer serving you and is being disrespectful to you, you don't, life is short. It's time to respect yourself and move on from that. Stay away from cruel people. And you guys will hate this, but try not to gossip.
No,
No, really though, really, like, don't, just be aware, talking behind people's back is just, it's a form of resistance. And there's always something cool that you can say about somebody. Everybody has redeeming qualities. And I think we should talk more to each other about ideas of things that we want to create. And I think that's going to save the world right there. Start with taking care of things. Take care of your fucking lawn. Take care of the people around you. Do something nice for somebody. It actually does feel good. And that's how you get happiness. Do nice things for other people. Do them often. And have some kind of sense of community, some face-to-face interaction with people on a daily basis. That's what I would say.
fuck yeah, dude. That is amazing. Dude, I appreciate you every time you've done the show. Just super rad. Thank you so very much.
Thank you guys.
Jason, thank you as well. What do you have to say on our way out, buddy?
Which one of these is your favorite?
Probably here. Put the whole thing up to the camera. I gotta
Rob
recollect
Halford,
the heavy metal Valentines.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with the King Diamond.
Okay.
Yeah,
you know who
my
I've
boy,
got?
my boy.
Yeah. So,
Let me hear. I got to
My
pick
boys.
Motorhead.
yeah.
Hell
I got all kinds of stuff, man. Like every time you guys put something up in a heavy metal store, I'm just like, yeah, I need that.
we got a drop coming this Friday.
Oh, sweet. Yeah, I'll be
Yeah.
on the lookout for it.
All right, sounds good.
Jarvis,
Thanks,
thank you.
We'll talk to you next year about your album that's 2 years out.
Great to see you guys. Please stay in touch, okay?
Yes,
Will do.
sir. You as well. On our way out today from Night Demon, what are we playing?
Ancient Evil.
Nice.
From box set.
Classic.
Yeah.
All right. See you guys. Thank you.
Hey, man.
See you, dude.
Cheers.
Later.
Night of the Manticore!
Hey metalheads, you like tattoos? Of course you do. If you're in the Louisville, Kentucky area, come on over the bridge to Clarksville, Indiana, and get you some ink done at Ageless Art. If ink isn't your thing, they have a piercing studio as well. Visit agelessartclarksville.com to see some frequently asked questions, meet the staff. The shop is open Monday through Thursday, 12 to 8 p.m., Saturdays, 12 to 10 p.m., and Sundays, 12 to 6 p.m., all appointment-only spots. You can set up your appointments by phone at 812-283-1793 or email agelessarttattooandpiercing@gmail.com and someone will get you set up for your first or your next tattoo or piercing.
Hey metalheads, after going to a rager, what's your ultimate go-to? Mine is totally pizza. So when Overload is playing or I'm promoting the Metal Forge live showcases or the big goddamn metal show, I go to Pizza Donisi. Pizza Donisi is gourmet artisan pizza from right here in Louisville, Kentucky. It features things like the pizza of the month, the sandwiches, and also vegetarian and vegan options, which is so totally fucking cool for all of it's awesome pizza. You definitely want to go. Hey, and also from time to time they do cannolis. Oh, so fucking good. You know what they said, man? Leave the gun, take the cannoli. Yeah, just like that in Godfather. They're located right next to the Mag Bar at 1396 South 2nd Street. So either stop in or call in at 502-213-0488. They're open till midnight. The witching hour.
Heineken, fuck that shit! Pabst Blue Ribbon!
Hey metalheads, you all hear me talk about Mag Bar all the time. It is the home to the Metal Forge live showcases and is an integral stop in the ultimate underground metal tour schedule. They obviously feature live music, but the Mag Bar also has daily specials like Pint and Slice Night on Tuesdays with Pizza Donisi. But they also do Bring Your Own Vinyl on Thursdays with DJ Kent Jackson, and Finer Things Sundays. Located right next to Pizza Donisi at 1398 South 2nd Street, open 3 p.m. to 4 a.m. 7 days a week. Get your asses out to the Mag Bar. Rock out.
In 2017, one man's vision and passion for all things metal started out as a record store in his house. Years later, the fight against a mainstream empire continues as Shade Beast. An independent metal collective and online store based in Athens, Georgia, is the world's premier heavy metal brand for music heads that value authenticity over the mainstream acceptance. Featuring original t-shirts from some of the best underground artists, as well as stickers, posters from the Shade Beast Presents concert series. Unique, one-of-a-kind collectibles and small curated selection of vinyl and cassettes from the masters old and new. Visit shadebeast.com and enter promo code SithLord for free domestic shipping on your first order, whether you're a new customer or returning. And be sure to join the Shade Beast social groups on Facebook and the interwebs to keep up with the new release announcements and talk all things metal and Star Wars. You'll never find a more wretched hive of scum and filth.
Welcome to the night. You think you know Night Demon? Then the Night Demon Heavy Metal Podcast is for you. Step into the darkness as we peel back the curtain to give you an unprecedented, all-access look into the mind and the heart of the demon. We're talking band history, song analysis, studio anecdotes, stories from the road. It's everything a diehard Night Demon fan could want and more. This is the only place to learn the inside scoop, the deep dive trivia, the untold tales from the band members themselves and those closest to the Night Demon story. Need more? The sacred Night Demon Crypt will be pried open to reveal demo recordings that have never before seen the light of day, all with in-depth commentary by the band and the people who were there for the writing and recording process. This is a gold mine, a treasure trove of all things Night Demon. Head over to nightdemon.net or wherever you listen to podcasts.
What's up, Metal Forge fans? This is Alan Bishop, the alchemist of Indiana's Black Forest and head distiller at Spirits of French Lick. Do you find yourself drawn to the unexplained, fascinated by the Fortean, or enchanted by the paranormal? If the things that go bump in the night resonate in your mind, then tune into my brand new podcast, If You Have Ghosts, You Have Everything. Featuring first-hand accounts, collected stories, interviews, history, and speculation related to all things not of this world. Available now on Anchor, Spotify, Google, Amazon, and more. Set back, relax, and remember, if you have ghosts, you have everything.
Hey, let me tell you guys about Mercenary Press. They're an independent London label and distributor of all things metal. Mercenary Press delivers the goods from their own independent zine. Trust me, you're going to want to get in on that. To distributing various bands from all over the world, including Cramp from Spain and Sadistic Force from Texas. Visit mercenarypress.bigcartel.com to find out what all they have in stock and what you can order. And for Metal Forge listeners, enter code METALFORGE10 to receive a discount on your total purchase at mercenarypress.bigcartel.com. Check it out now.
In a broken wasteland, come to my fire and place your blood and steel upon my